Podcast. 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 Manufactured Insanity Podcast. Manufactured Insanity Podcast. Manufactured Insanity.
Yo.
Que lo que. Yo, we back at it. Yo, another week, another dollar.
Another installment, man, of Manufactured Insanity.
Word up. Yo, John Figz, yo.
Emphatic.
Paranormal, Weapon X, the War Saint, a.k.a. the Phantom Assassin. What's going on, people?
Yo, you added a new AKA?
Nah, I have. I just rarely say it.
Oh, all right, cool. What is it?
What, the Phantom Assassin?
No, before that, you said
War Saint?
Oh, the War Saint?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I said that years ago in a verse. I forgot where I put it to. No, in fact, now I remember. It was Rhinestones. Remember the Rhinestones song?
Rhinestones, yeah.
Paranormal, the War Saint, a.k.a. Weapon X, perplex the rest,
Wow,
and fire
that's
lasers
hard.
from the scat. Yeah.
Yo, if you ever decide to change your name like I do every 10 years, War Saint is great.
Nah.
I like that
Nah,
shit.
that bad, but I just say it
Or
for
even
the
the name
sake-
for an album.
War Saint.
Mixtape.
I didn't consider that.
The War Saint.
The name for the
Wow.
mixtape I have considered is Low Budget Gems.
Low budget gems?
Yeah.
Don't take
You
that.
Find it.
Yeah, he
You go-
didn't like. I said it in part of a verse for a project that we were potentially gonna do,
Yeah.
and he just said I don't want to call it Low Budget Gems. So I'm gonna just title that like if I do a series of mixtapes,
You can find it in.
I'll call it Low Budget Gems.
And then the next.
I won't
volume 2.
call our shit that emphatic. Don't worry about it.
Volume two.
You get the proof right here.
Volume 2 is gonna be 99 cents though.
I would say so.
99 cents though.
5-finger discount.
I got that title from a comment on YouTube. I forgot who wrote it, but
Low
somebody
budget,
said
what is it? Low budget stems. What
low
is it?
budget gems.
Gems.
Like for the sake of like we're not on $1 million budget. We're not on a
That's
we're
true.
not on no fucking high ranking record label. Like we use the means that we have to just produce the best shit we got. So that's why
And that's
I
the
would decide
best.
that. Yeah,
And that's hip hop.
yeah.
Just
Because
pip-
it's limited shit that we have, but we make the best out of it.
Woo.
You know what I mean?
The
That's
sounds,
what I would call
the
it.
sweet sounds.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, drinking Goya coconut juice.
That's the omen right there. It's the Lannister
Si no es
line.
Goya, tiene que ser bueno. Yo, and speaking of Goya, we got my mans.
Yo.
My comrade. Yo,
Salute.
got my man Javier. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name, though.
Quispe.
Yo, you know in Dominicans, Quispe, well, we say Quispe, is it's a treat,
It's a
man.
treat,
It's
yeah. A little snack.
A little snack.
Little
On my way
appetizer.
over.
Oh, but that's you, nigga. Use a snack, nigga.
Snack.
Hey, yo,
snack.
ladies. Yo, we got Javier snack Quispe in the house.
Snack keys for your salute, brother.
Yo,
Welcome to
salute.
the podcast,
Welcome.
man.
Welcome to
Thanks, fellas. Good looking
the
out, man.
MI podcast. And yo, it's a special episode because we got a lot to talk about, man. A lot to
do it,
talk
brother.
about. And yo, last week, I did bring up the whole R. Kelly shit. But I didn't even see the whole shit. I didn't even see the whole 6 episodes.
I don't even want to watch it.
I haven't watched it either, so.
I
Yo,
want to.
and I decided to watch it. And yo, that shit,
Compelling.
it hit home, man. It was tough. It was tough to watch, man.
I'm just saying this, man. If he goes down, there's a lot of other motherfuckers that should go down for that. Why is all the shift now on him?
I
I'm
think-
not saying he's not guilty. I'm not saying that at all.
I think that the media, they're placing that in our eyes to blame him. Like, yo, this is who you have to hate right now
Yeah.
because a Drake videos just surfaced. The
Drake's
same,
video?
yeah, he was performing. There was a video of him performing, and he brought up a girl. She was like 16, 17.
Oh, yeah.
And he was
okay.
groping
Yeah,
her.
He's making them money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how are you gonna know at a concert? Like you're
You
picking
know.
up people
That's true.
randomly.
That's true. You're right.
But then he picked her up. He picked her. She came up to the stage, and he asked her after all of that. He was kicking it to her, talking all this shit.
Yo, ma.
Yeah, he was doing all that shit. And he asked her, "How old are you?" And she said 17. And the crowd was like, "Oh!" But then he kept on. He was like, "Damn, why you looking like that? You thick." And this and that. Talking crazy.
So
Wait, hold up. What was he in another country? Was he in Canada or something?
I'm not
like
sure.
That?
I'm not sure. He might
Because
have been.
remember, there's different ages of consent out there.
That's
He
true.
might have been in the United States though, and every state is different. You're right.
Yeah.
But then
so-
Aquaman, there's another video surface of Aquaman.
Jason Momoa?
Yeah, Jason Momoa, and he was
no, Jason Drago from
Yeah,
Game
yeah,
of Thrones,
Drago.
right? Yeah.
yo Drogo or Drago. Drago's from Rocky, right?
Drogo from Game of Thrones.
So there's two young girls. They must have been like 11, 12 years old. I guess they were filming, and he has his arm around one of them, and someone's filming him, and he's grabbing the left premature titty.
He did a high school move on a high school
He
girl?
did a high school move on a high school
premature
girl
titty.
on the premature, not even
Nah,
fully
really?
developed. Not even, and then you see the girl. she takes his hand off. She swipes his hand off.
I didn't hear about this.
But of course not, because the media is making everyone focus on R. Kelly. But shit that we've been knowing for 20 years.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah,
that,
who hasn't seen the video of him? Wait, is he
I
peeing
didn't
on the
see
girl?
it.
And not
I
only
don't wanna
that,
see
but
it.
you gotta understand sometimes when the media is telling you to focus on something,
Yeah.
it's because something else worse is going on.
Yep.
That they
Word
don't
up.
want you to
Yep,
see.
yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, let me distract you with this one, but
A
we're doing the
distraction
third here.
is a
That's
distraction.
what- manipulation as well, because everything that's on social media is not everything is bad, but most of it is manipulation. my brother.
Manipulation.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Manipulation.
If you don't have your head set, you know what I'm saying? If you're not awake enough to understand what's going on,
Yeah,
then you're being manipulated.
you are. You're gonna believe everything that media throws out.
Thank you.
Nah.
That's one thing that Hugo Chavez said about Twitter. Like, it's best for us, the people, to spread information as much as we can before that shit is just gonna be monitored. Before it's gonna be monitored to the core that you can't say anything.
Well,
Everything, you know.
speaking of that, they threw some shit in the chat. Who was it?
Right.
Joel's, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Joel's.
Yeah.
Word up. And
Wait, Santana?
yeah, Joel Santana hit us up. No, man, Joel's, our boy Joel's. We have his chat.
Oh, I got you.
We have Wolfpack chat, and we just throw random shit. And he put a clip. Yo, it was unsettling, bro. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So she had posted something on Facebook, just saying about when is someone gonna shoot the president already? Yo, two dudes from the Secret Service came to her house to ask her. Yo, there's video on this shit.
Wow.
And she was like, yo, she's like, well, is this mandatory? Do I need to answer these questions? They're like, ma'am, it's not mandatory, but we would like for you to cooperate. And she's like, but what is this for? Oh, because you wrote something on Twitter, on Facebook, and we want to know how serious it is. And she's like, I don't have freedom of speech. And they were like, listen, just are you going to answer the questions? We could come back.
Wow, when was this?
It had to be recent, right?
Yeah,
It was,
it has to be recent. We know exactly when, but he put it in. They went in the next day, my brother.
Wait
The
a
next
minute.
day.
How many motherfuckers said that about Obama? I didn't hear any stories of the people.
Well, he's black.
Yeah, I'm
He's
just
black.
even though he wasn't really that great of a president.
But
If
to-
you think about it, but
right.
still.
And to be fair, though, Trump did say that he was gonna have more control over the internet, what goes on social media,
Jesus Christ,
and
man.
even like they were saying like they were gonna be more restricted to the point where they're gonna be watching your every step on your phone, your tablet, what you do on your computer, everything they're gonna be watching.
Damn, they
This,
catch a lot
this
of
is
shit.
V for Vendetta, man. That's what it's gonna come to.
Yeah.
If this shit continues.
you
This
know
is
what
the
is
beginning of the end.
It's V for vagina. And speaking of vagina,
Talk to me, brother. I love-
Animal.
yo, my man Javier, man. Javi has he was anti. Speaking of social media, he was anti social media. He had Snapchat here and there. He was Snapchat his I guess his life and shit. I don't know what he was put on because I never had Snapchat. I ain't fuck with that. But he recently got on Twitter about a year ago.
Yeah. 2 years ago. 2 years.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, but you've been really, really active about for a couple months now, right?
Yeah. I would say I took it serious between 7 to 8 months. From
Yeah,
now.
yeah. And go ahead, man.
I got connected with some people. First, the whole reason that I got into it was because of boxing. That's the only sport that I watched. I love to do it.
Right.
But then, I started connecting with like-minded individuals where they were talking about family, traditional roles,
Wow.
masculinity, what
Yeah.
it is to be a man in your 30s, health.
Health.
And all of these things that I'm like, there's three big markets, which is health, wealth, and relationships. So when I started seeing these posts, and I started resonating with them because I'm like, yo, this is the thing that I grew up with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like men having muscles, men being aggressive and muscular, and doing
Barbaric
things.
shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I started connecting with these people, and eventually I started taking it more serious.
Right.
And I find out that you can make money with your writings.
Yeah.
I started writing, and I'm
I didn't
trying
even know
to
this
get
nigga
better.
was an author. I was like, yo, this motherfucker writing a book? Like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wait, are you writing a book?
No, you know what? It's in my plans. It's in my future plans.
Oh man, much prosperity, bro.
But
I
It's
will-
not
I
an
will-
easy task.
Yo,
I know it's
to be
not.
honest, you did surprise me with the writing skills, with the writing and in the stories and all that. And I was like, yo, where he getting this shit from? In the beginning,
Right,
the first
right.
couple joints, and then you kept on and kind of on some daily
Right.
shit. And I'm like, yo, even your tweets. I'm like, yo, Javi, because you were never social media heavy.
Right.
So now that you are, I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah,
dude,
that's
dude
what
got some
happened.
shit.
Like,
And
I
at
was
least
telling
you're
my
doing
man.
it for a purpose too, because you have a drive. You have.
It's not for likes.
Yeah, you're doing this for outlets to put your productivity out there. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
So
And
that I salute, man. You know what I mean?
thank you,
that
brother.
I absolutely salute.
The whole reason, like I was telling you guys earlier, like I did it for the boxing and be connected with
Yeah,
the whole thing
yeah.
because I write for our website, Heavy Boxing, by the way. Shout out to my team over there.
Shout out.
Salute.
But then I started connecting with these other people, and it's like, you know what? I think just like you think just like me, and we can exchange ideas. And ever since I started taking it a little more serious, bro, I learned so much stuff. I picked up a couple of books.
Minor technicality.
Yeah,
man.
when as well, when you're a man on your 30s, you start waking up to a lot of things you did in your 20s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you learn from your own mistakes.
You do.
You know what I'm saying?
Supposed to, man.
When I started talking to these people, and they where they at now is where I want to be. So I'm asking, how you did it. Can you help me? Can you give me some tips? I don't want you to do it for me. I just want you to lay out the map. I'll do it my own.
Right.
So when you do that, and they see you that you're trying to connect, and like he said, like they see me daily, they started helping me.
Yeah.
And I've been connected with some people, and like you say, I'm not doing this for the money. Thank God that I'm doing okay right now. I'm supporting my family. I'm doing this because I want to share this because in the gym, I had this 14-year-old, right? His father passed, so he was broken, bro, heartbroken, just like me. My father passed as well, so I connected with him. I knew what he was going through, So we started talking, and I could see that what he needs is like a little male figure in his life. He got the right mentality, but there's also a lot of distractions. And we all know that as a teenager, there's a lot of shit that we do that sometimes we might regret. But he's trying to do the right thing. So when I started helping them and talking about the things that I talk on Twitter or the things that I write about, he was like, "Oh shit, this is what my father used to tell me."
Wow.
Oh yeah, I like this. So he started connecting with
Minor
that.
technicality, man.
Yeah, and he was there trying to lose weight when he first started in the gym.
Yeah.
A couple of months ago, he lost all the weight. He's training to fight now, and he's about to compete in his first boxing match.
Oh, word?
dope.
Wait, how old is
Wow.
he? How old is he?
He's 14, 15.
Oh damn!
Wow.
So
That's
the road
awesome,
is
man.
just the road is just beginning for him.
That's
then,
right.
Especially if you want to enter the boxing world.
Right.
So it's good that he's starting in that molding period,
Yeah.
that 14, 15, 16-year-old gap period.
Yeah, you're
right
like
there.
a sponge of that age.
Yeah, like that's where you're being molded, like literally molded. You know what I mean?
I'm just laughing because at that age, I would say my hopes and dreams and shit. My mom would be like, "You ain't gonna be shit," and I'm, I'm just laughing.
I get that.
Yeah. She, you ain't gonna be shit, and I'm like, "Oh man, come on, man." But yo, boxing.
Right.
You're an avid boxing fan. You're heavily deep in that. Your Twitter name is @boxing.
Boxing fanatic and why?
You see, it don't get more fanatic than that.
Like I was saying,
It's
the
in the
whole
name.
reason I did it was because of connecting with boxing.
Word.
Which, by the way, also through boxing, I met other people that connected me besides boxing. Beyond that, the job that I got now was connected by somebody through Twitter.
That's
you
dope.
know what I'm saying?
Wow, that's crazy.
And same thing with you. They saw me writing every day and the things that I was talking about, and they were like, "Yo, bro, I got kids, and I'm raising my kids the same way that you're talking about." And it was like, "Yo, all I'm doing is sharing my side of the story because there's a lot of people out there. All of us is unique in our own ways.
Right.
So we all have a story to share, right?
Exactly.
But not many are willing to put it out there for
Yeah.
whatever reasons it is. My whole reason of doing it is because I think that we have a purpose in this world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're not here just get a job, work 40 hours, hope that you get 2 weeks paid for your vacation.
It's not life.
Enjoy and go back to your routine.
Yeah.
It's not
Nah.
life, man.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
routine, that's the scary shit.
Exactly.
That's
the
a scary
routine.
thing.
I
But
can't
that's
do
what it is. Oh, and by the way, when you get old, put all your hopes on the government that they might take care of you.
Right.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
There's gonna be nothing at the end.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
I already came to terms that I'm gonna die working. Like at this age, I already came. Yeah, I already came. to
But
terms.
isn't it ironic that you say that, because a lot of people that do retire, they do work the whole 40 hours a week, 9 to 5, they do that for 20, 30 years or whatever. After they retire, they have a lifespan of about 2-3 years after they retire, which is crazy.
That is kind of sick, man.
Right?
You gotta.
No, go ahead, Em. Go ahead, Em.
I was gonna say you got to develop something outside of work.
Yes.
My father's getting close to like retirement, and I'm telling him, yo, you got to do something. You can't stay at home and fucking just sit there, drink, watch TV all day.
You know what's crazy?
Because you're just waiting for death.
If this is Dad, you just took the words out right
Boom!
there.
I won.
Boom.
Yahtzee?
Bill Toll. Nah. Like my grandmother, man. Mad love to her. She always keeps herself busy since her significant other passed.
Yeah, you have to.
You know what I mean? Because I truly believe that. Like, especially if you do nothing, when your husband or your wife of 30, 40, 50 years,
That's crazy.
you know what I mean, passes, you're literally heartbroken.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're so attached that you did everything together, you know? Especially in the world they grew up in.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, you're married at 16, 17. That was a norm. That was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So her thing of keeping busy, and I don't want her to do it because in her age, she shouldn't be breaking her back for anything. She has to keep busy. She has to, okay, I got to make breakfast for the kids. And they tell her, nah, chill. No, I want to do it. I got to make sure dinner's ready by this. I got to make sure the laundry's done by this. I got to make sure about it.
Staying active.
That's how she is. You know what I mean?
Once you stop moving,
That's her thing.
You're already digging your plot.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yo, even when we just buried my grandfather, may he rest in paradise, like,
Some power, man.
she didn't break down for quite a while in tears. Like, she just had to keep. She
gotta
had
keep
to be in the
moving forward,
kitchen.
bro.
She had to keep moving.
I always
had.
have the
forward.
analogy of a
You know?
car, right? So you have a car, you let it sit there for months and months and months and years. You're gonna eventually, let me try to start it. It's not gonna start.
Yeah.
Batteries dead,
Absolutely.
Everything's not
tires
working.
are flat.
So you see your engine. Your engine is your heart, your
Spark plugs.
organs, your brain. You gotta keep that functional.
That's
you know what I'm
right.
saying?
That's right.
So
Plus, her faith, I think, is one thing because she's deeply religious. So I
Right.
think that's one thing that kind of really.
And
know
also,
what I
I
mean?
will
Sponsor.
say that probably her having a motive to wake up every day and do something.
Yeah.
Oh,
it
yeah.
also keeps her, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like I said, male or female, you have to have some type of purpose. You have to be looking forward to something when you wake up. And if you don't have that, that's when depression comes in.
Yeah.
That's when the stress comes in. That's when
Yeah.
suicidal
Welcome to my
thoughts and
world.
all
Nah,
of this shit.
What?
No, but it was
I
like,
didn't
bro,
mean that. It's wink. But nah.
Well,
By
I'll
the
tell
way,
you what,
call
I
your
experienced it.
suicide
I
hotline.
experienced it.
Yeah.
I went through the depression situation phase when my father passed. Because
wow,
yeah.
same
you know
here,
what I'm
man.
saying?
My
Yeah, we
my
were talking
grandmother,
about it. I
yeah.
remember we were talking about it because,
Crazy.
like, I have people in my family passing away, but
not
no one that
close
was
like
that
that.
close
Your
to me. You
immediate
know,
household, yeah.
and the whole thing with my father was like, it wasn't like he passed away out of being sick or something like that. They gave him 3 weeks. When
wow.
you know he has some liver disease. So the doctor was like, "Yo, you got 3 weeks." Enjoy.
That is
We had a
fucking
cancer.
crazy.
And they didn't tell him. They told me because, my father was in the ER when that was happening. But they were telling, basically, I was like, yo, what can I do for my father? What can I say? They were like, bro, your father got 2 weeks. Sorry. And, that broke me down. I fall into depression. I started doing bad shit again.
Yeah.
I started even going back to the drugs and all of that bullshit because I wanted that escape from my reality.
Yeah, you have. Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And sometimes that's the quickest access to escape. Drugs, some stupid shit, and just to
Alcohol.
forget. But
Yeah.
the thing is still happening. You know what I'm saying?
You have to
nothing
deal
you
with
can do
it,
about
and it's
Right.
hard to deal with,
Yeah.
especially when you're in that situation.
Right.
You don't know what to do because there's no manual,
Yeah.
and then you look around, and then you're the only one that's gone through that and is going through that.
Right.
None of your friends know what the hell to tell you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
and-
they're looking at you, and then you're trying to look around like, damn, you know what I'm saying? What you're trying to find an example, like, yo, this person did it this way that you know personally, but you're the first one to go through some shit like that.
You got to go through
You're
the
lost.
mourning. It's
You're
like
lost.
You have to go through because you know what it is. Like the mourning shows that you cared. That's what it is.
The morning.
Yeah.
When you mourn?
Yeah, when you
Yeah, when you mourn, like
It took me, yo.
that genuinely shows the attachment you had to that person.
It didn't
Right.
hit me.
You know
yo,
what I
it didn't
mean?
hit
That's
me
what it
for
is.
like a good 2 months after. It didn't
Because
hit
you
me.
bottled it in.
Yo,
Can I say that? Is that what it is?
I was so, but I was depressed. I was so deep in my depression that I didn't even remember. I couldn't even remember her face. Like I
Right.
couldn't remember her. Like
That's a
I was lost,
Yeah,
and then
I've heard that before.
panic attacks started, anxiety. There were times where I'll be at work, and I couldn't work. I had to run out the office.
That's the thing too. Like that job too was just ridiculously demanding, wasn't it? The job
Well,
at the time, if I
was
recall,
a manager. I was
that-
working 70 hours a week.
Yeah,
damn,
that
bro.
was
They had me
that's another
slaving.
thing that added on to it. Like I'm sure that was another factor.
I would get panic attacks. I had to run out the office. Running out the office, I didn't know what the fuck. And when you get a panic attack, you don't know what's happening.
You lose your
Yeah, you
mind.
think you're having a heart attack.
Yeah, and you don't know where you're at.
You lose
And
your
people,
mind.
and people, and I was cool with people on that floor of that office building, and people were like, "Yo, you all right? You all right?" And I couldn't even speak. Yo, it was crazy. It was a crazy time.
Let me ask you something. During this time that was happening, that were you getting enough sleep? Would you say you were getting enough sun, exercise?
Nothing. I was in my room. I was locked in my room.
You were in a hole, man.
Yo, I was in a
like
hole.
isolated type.
Isolated.
Right.
Isolated. No sun, no vitamin D. You know, hey, yo.
Hey,
Yo.
Hey,
Animals.
But yo,
None of that sunshine, huh?
so yo, with the sun don't shine. Yo, but
There you go.
yo.
Nah,
but
Why?
during that, I'm pretty sure you took up on that whole boxing thing.
yeah, definitely.
that
That was
definitely-
kind of one of my outlets to release bad toxic energy into something positive. You know what I'm saying?
Constructive. You need
Constructive.
a yeah.
Yeah, because I did got into a couple of situations where it got me into trouble because I was rage, bro. I was mad at the world. You know what I'm saying?
At that time,
And even though they gave my father 3 weeks, I told the doctor when they told me that, because it was like a whole committee of doctors. It was like 5 or 6 of them, and I told them, listen, don't break down the news to him. I want to be the one to do it.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
How was that, bro?
I never did it.
You couldn't do
I
it?
couldn't do it, bro. And the thing was like, my father lived 10 months after that.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't do it 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, and no medicine, no nothing, because they took him out of the chemotherapy that he was having.
Wow.
Because they basically science gave up on him.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
That's
told
the
him,
blessings of the Most High, right there, man.
And
That's
then
deep,
they
man.
told, listen, try to enjoy the best you can those 3 weeks with your dad, and sorry, God bless. I was like, all right, just do me a favor, because since you guys already throwing out the towel on my dad, let me be the one to break it down to him, because if he wants to hear some shit like that, I knew my father. He might want to hear from somebody that he's gonna be able to sit down and not break down or whatever. I don't know what his reaction will be.
Right.
So when I went to the emergency room, because that happened when he was in the emergency room, I went and he wasn't in the bed. So I'm like, oh shit, I got panic. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Where's my dad? I asked the nurse, where's my dad? He's like, oh, he's in the hall. We're asking for treats.
There you go.
So he was over there, and I'm waiting on my dad to break down the news.
Yeah.
And he comes with a bunch of treats. He's like, yo, look, I got some snacks for you. Get some juice, blah blah blah. And bro, how can I tell a man, you know what I'm saying, about that he got 3 weeks? So
That he was like jubilant in that moment.
right,
That's what
you know
it
what I'm
was.
saying?
Yeah.
And he was even telling me like, yo, I think that nurse is checking me out.
There you go.
And this
He's
is
trying to get
somebody-
another treat.
So I laughed, and my only reaction was like, I hugged him, and that was the last big hug. 'Cause I hugged him for probably like 3 minutes, and I just squeezed my dad, and I was like, yo, I love you, man. Thank you for everything you showed me. You know what I'm saying?
May he rest in paradise.
Yo,
Thank you, brother.
it's
Thank
a
you.
May he
peace,
rest
man.
in paradise, man.
You know.
And after that, he lives 10 months.
Wow.
And
That's
not
a
only
blessing.
that,
That's
but
a
you know
blessing,
what?
man. That's a blessing, man.
They
That's
gave him a
crazy.
walker, right?
Mm.
He didn't use that walker, man, and he will get out. The thing is, like, his leg will fall asleep, so he will lose control and fall down.
Yeah.
But he will still go out and walk, because he was like, yo, if I stay home, like he was saying earlier, my man Figz, if I stay home and I don't get out and I'm thinking about my situation, I'm gonna leave quick, man. I'm gonna leave quick.
No, you
know what I'm
gotta.
saying?
It's emotions or energy, man.
Yeah.
You gotta find
Word.
a way and have an outlet
Yeah.
for it. Because if you sit there and dwell, you're just gonna keep running in circles.
Yeah. And
So
and eventually, you know, I was trying to break down the news to him, but I never did. And at some point, I'm glad that I didn't, because I think that if I would have done it, I think the depression would have got him even earlier.
Yeah. He would have gone quicker.
Yeah.
if I want, like this is just me. I'm just saying, if someone knows my time is up, I don't want to know.
Right.
Let it just happen.
Let me enjoy it.
Yeah,
Whatever.
exactly. Let it just happen.
Yeah.
So I mean, in my eyes, like if someone knows, let's just say doctors or anything like that,
Yeah,
just let it happen.
You know what's so crazy? My fault to cut you off, but
no, I was just saying one comment.
but no, say your comment.
No, I was just adding on. Like, I wouldn't want to see death arriving either.
Yeah, I don't think none of us would like
nobody
to know.
Nobody wants to know when they're gonna go. Nobody wants to know.
Lights turn off, and we gotta figure it
Yeah.
out
People-
after that.
Hopefully, you
People
know,
go to these people with the palm readers and
I don't do that.
card readings.
I don't do
and all
that.
I don't know
bullshit.
about that.
I don't
man.
fuck with that.
If I'm gonna hold on to something that I don't see, that I can't feel, it will be God. You know,
Yeah,
right.
because if I go to like a tarot reading or the
Yeah,
cards and
reading,
all of that,
yeah.
it's like they're gonna tell me, hold on to this energy, that's some spiritual thing, and I believe in it because of my culture and everything. But if I'm gonna hold on to something, I'm gonna hold on to something that that was put by me with my family and like the God. I mean, there's something out there. There's something out there bigger than us.
No, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
The Bible
Life
says
is-
we shouldn't fuck with that anyway.
I mean,
No, you can't. You
Like
can't.
palm readers,
that's
like
that's
people
not cool.
talk to spirits.
no, but I'm,
Right.
That's
I'm
not
just
cool.
saying, like
Yeah.
life is so complex as is.
yeah.
So-
But it isn't. It's really easy, man. People make it to
But,
be
but people make it worse.
people make it worse. Yeah.
So,
Right.
but you got to deal with people to live too. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
It's a
Yeah,
double-edged sword.
It's a catch 22. But with your pops, man,
Yeah,
that's
listen.
crazy that you didn't tell him, you ain't even believe the doctors. But there's a tweet where you were diagnosed with something and your pops was like, yo, you ain't taking no pills.
Oh yeah.
Which is crazy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And matter of fact, it's taking off right now, man. That's like I woke up to like 100 something notifications, and
Wow.
and you know what's the beautiful thing, that I actually have people on the DM and telling me like, yo, bro, like your story resonated with me. I had somebody telling me like, bro, I know I've been fucking up, but now I'm gonna get my act together and be a better father for my son, man.
Wow.
You know, and I was like, wow. And I told him, listen, that's the whole point of me sharing my story.
Yeah.
That I can make a good impact on somebody, because I have a son as well. You know, I try to teach him the same ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, what happened was when I was a kid, I was hyper as fuck, man. I couldn't
We
stop.
all were. We're
Yeah.
boys. Boys
Right.
are hype like a motherfucker.
Thank you.
I was
So-
kind of laid back most of the time. Go ahead. Yeah, that's what people told me.
You
Nah,
started
I-
drinking early, though.
Now you know what it is. It's just as kids nowadays is like parents want objects to raise their kids.
Nah, like
the television,
even
Right.
my mom's
the pad or whatever, the
e-
tablet.
But
Just-
even in my time growing up, like even my mom's told me that, you gotta laugh more. You should, like
yeah,
it's okay
But
to
you
fucking
ran
laugh.
out, went to the park, played with your friends. You know what a park is.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely. I look
That-
forward to it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but that's the problem. The kids, parents want, like the television to raise their kids, the tablet
Yeah,
to raise
that's
their kids.
not.
Right.
You can't let them do that.
No,
No,
absolutely not.
And I work in a school now. I work in a private school, and sometimes I see these kids, right? And some of them behave good, some of them don't. I understand because they're kids. You can mold them or teach them. They're kids. They don't know. Sometimes they act based on what they've seen, but they don't know if they're doing good or right.
Their
or right,
mind
you
are
know?
like sponges.
Right.
They take everything.
They're just taking
Yeah,
everything.
they're taking everything.
But I've noticed sometimes, and not to mean to criticize nobody, but sometimes I notice where like the parents kind of expect the teachers to teach their kids how to behave,
Exactly.
and that's not what we there for.
No.
They're there for academics.
Thank you.
Like,
Knowledge,
that's a whole different thing.
Right.
To rear a child, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're teaching them morals. Like
Yeah.
you show them the consequences of why you can't do this.
Right.
And people
Fucking
say
SpongeBob is
you
not gonna
shouldn't.
teach
You shouldn't. They say like you shouldn't like slap your kid. I'm like, dude. If my child runs to the street when I tell him no and he thinks it's a joke, yeah, I'm gonna
You have
hit
to
him in
spank
the
him
rear
a
like,
little.
yo.
Yeah.
My son did that shit.
Yeah,
And I
you
ran
gotta-
after him. Luckily, there was cars coming and they stopped.
Oh,
They
thank
stopped.
God,
Look,
dude.
yo,
You
but I
never
grabbed
know.
him and I spanked the shit out of him. Like, yo, you don't do that.
Yeah,
So you
you
don't
have
do that
to.
shit.
You have
Same
to.
thing with my son. Same thing
You
with my
have
son.
Yeah.
And I give him a little papa and I tell him, listen, you
I'm
do
not gonna
it.
fuck him up.
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I-
you're
know
not
what I'm saying?
beating them. It's just
Just
direction.
yeah.
Just like,
Yeah,
yo,
correct.
wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
Just like when sometimes when you people, I don't know if there's times when I be fucking up, somebody be like, yo, wake the fuck up, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh shit,
Nah,
a good friend of
absolutely.
mine.
Enough not to leave a bruise,
no, but it's true. Like, dude,
Yo, they might call social services.
I don't got all my kids are in Kleenex, so I'm good.
but we look back at those times. Like, my
Yo.
mom's was the one who gave me the ass whoopings. And now I appreciate it because of those times. Damn, I could have gotten in trouble fucking with these people. And I wanted to do this. Damn, looking back, damn, I totally disrespected her doing that. Like, I deserved it. You look back and you understand why she did it.
Yeah,
It wasn't,
right.
But knowledge comes with age, man.
That's
The older
right.
you get, the more you know.
Speaking of that, last night, yo, freaked out. I freaked out. I saw like 3 white hairs on my bed. I was like, no! Like, I called wifey, yo, baby, yo, give me a shot!
You did Darth Vader in episode 3? No! With
Yo,
the headphones.
I had one on my pubes though.
Oh.
One. I was like,
Animals.
Damn,
Yeah.
they spread like wildfire.
They go everywhere.
Manufacturing Insanity supporters, I don't
Yo.
support this shit. I don't
But
talk
yeah.
about this.
Your store. Speaking of
It's not manufactured. That's normal.
speaking of wisdom, yo, that story, man, you ain't finished.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. I
it's
got
cool.
carried away.
So what happened was like I got in trouble in school, right? And I was already in constant trouble, where to the point where they already sent social services to the house.
How old were you? You said?
I was 7.
7. Okay.
So the school recommended they take me to the psychologist, right? And my father, I'm 7 years old, right? And my father already knew it because my mom was like, "Yeah, we need to take it." And my father was like, "Watch him prescribe my son pills. Watch him." And my mom was like, "Nah, they just want to talk to him, blah blah blah." Bro, just the minute we got in there, same thing. The dog made me draw something. You know, I had to make you draw something, tell you a story about it. And they were talking to my father back and forth. And I see kind of the argument, but my dad is being civilized, you know, when they're talking to him. And then he goes and be like, "Well, you know, your son needs to take this, and that." And when he gets up to get the prescription from the nurse, my father just grabbed me and said, "Let's get out." I said, I don't know what's going on. He just grabbed me and we walked out.
Wow.
And we just walked out, and I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. When we got in the car, I said, "Yo, Pa, what happened?" He was like, "Nah, don't worry about it. You're not taking no pills." Now, by this time, you know, my father always worked out. I see him doing, you know, he has little weights in the car. He will go out and running. So I would tell him, "Yo, I want to have muscles, man. I want to have like you. I want to do." He said, "Nah, when you grow up, I'm going to take you." That right there, when that happened with the doctor, then he was like, "Yo, I'm not going to give you no pills, none of this. But it's time for me and you to start working out.
Wow, dope.
You know, it's time for me and you to start. Remember you told me you wanted to go with me? Now let's go." I used to hate it. Wake up at 6 in the morning, man.
Oh, he
But-
was on that type of
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, he
You want some rocky
damn.
shit, man.
Rocky shit. Whoa.
Yeah, I was a rocket shit, and my mom used to hate it too.
Drink a raw egg and run fucking 8 miles.
Yo, well, it wasn't raw egg, but he would put the egg, right? I think they call it like baño Maria, where they put like the boiling water. You throw the egg for like 30 seconds, you take it out.
Poach.
Poach,
Poach,
right.
egg, yeah.
Wow.
That's
But
good. Yeah,
the thing
throw it
is,
on
like,
toast. Shit is awesome.
He will break from there and then drink it out of the shell.
Oh, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
And then while he doing that, right? In the beginning, I threw up. I didn't like it, but while he was doing that, and then we'll go fishing together as well. So he will have the fish and take the oil and all of that thing, right? And he will drink that because he works out on the
Fish
Natural
oil.
fish oil.
Fish oil.
right,
yeah.
right. So he was always an athlete.
Wow.
So he had these things. So now when he will do that, and I was a kid, he'll be like, "Yo, look at the doctor that recommended the pills. By the way, he was a little bit obese." So my father would drink the raw eggs with the fish oil and be like, "Here's your pills, you fat prick." And he would take the thing, you know what I'm saying? And then that he would tell me story. My father kind of brainwashed me a lot. A lot of the things that I know is because of him.
Yeah.
So he'd be like, he told me this shit, and this shit stuck to me. And I would tell my son. Hopefully, my son would tell his son, and blah
Generations
blah
to come.
blah. Right? He was like, "Son, look, the doctors they go to school, they know a lot, but that don't mean that they're gonna resolve all your problems.
No.
Now you have to understand, medicine works for people, but works for average regular people. Me and you, we're not."
Wow.
And I was like, "Oh, really?" He said, "Yeah, my son. Me and you are cut from different cloth. You know, we come from a different type of place.
Yeah.
And you know, at 7 years old,
You like, I'm an
Very
alien?
powerful.
yeah, you know, I'm just
That's
like,
very
oh,
powerful.
I'm G. And I'm like, "Oh shit, where?" He said, "Yeah, man. You know, our parents were the ones that took the land. You know, we conquer lands, we protected our
Wow,
villages."
That's dope to tell a
Yo,
young kid.
and I said, you know,
Fucking
I
Conan
get
over
that.
here.
you know what I'm saying? And growing up poor, you know, I didn't have access to Hollywood stories and fairy tales.
Yeah, yeah.
So those were my stories.
Wow.
And I really hold on to that. And I was like,
Culture.
"Word?"
Culture,
Right.
man. That's what it is.
So he had me believing all that shit. And at 7 years old, I walk around with my chest inflated, my head high, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm different from all of y'all." You know
Word.
what I'm saying? Like he had me walking around with a chip on my shoulder.
Man, Conan's my uncle and
Right.
shit.
And you know what I'm saying? So we started being a 6 a.m. run. It was like we would go bike riding, we would go hike in the nature. That's one thing that I love nature because he showed me that. As he said, if you're a man, you need to be connected with the earth.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And then
He's
he showed
lost
me.
now.
Yeah,
He's lost.
And I'm trying to teach that to my kids as well because you're right, man. That's lost.
Yeah.
The way the technology, the way things are going, we are being detached from our natural instincts.
Yeah, that's
Speaking of being detached, men are being detached to masculinity, and there's another tweet that I'm
Yes.
like, yo, this
Yes.
dude's on a roll.
Yeah,
He's
man.
unstoppable, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the right hook and the jab.
Oh shit! Well, what happened with that is like I think it has to do away with the feminism thing, and there is an attack. There is an attack on man and on our manhood, on masculinity.
Yeah. There's
And
an
you see
agenda.
it. Yeah, there is an agenda being pushed, but not many people being aware of it.
The sick part of that is like you can't, like, even if you have genuine courtesy and chivalry, even that's attack now.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can't.
You can't hold a
you
door
can't
for
hold
a
the
woman,
door.
and then you think you want something from her. No, I was
You know
was
what-
taught to,
you know
yo, hold the door open for a woman. I was
It's-
taught to carry,
it's- I'm
a woman's. If I see her struggle on the stair, I was taught by elders,
right,
you help a woman out.
right.
But even that's being attacked now.
You know what
That's
it is?
fucking sick to me.
I think it's just that we're in the attention era. Everybody wants attention, no matter what, good or
Attention's
bad.
the new
That's
currency.
That's true. I
That
agree.
girl, whatever, let's say you open the door. Why the fuck you open it? Whatever, let's just say whatever she says. She's gonna go on Twitter, Instagram. I was attacked today. Someone held
Oh
the door
my
for me.
God,
Right.
that's
the era we're in.
ridiculous.
Not
we're in
only-
the
not-
attention era.
Exhibitionism. That's what it is.
There you
Right.
go,
You know
that
what I
too.
mean?
And not only that, but I will add to your comment about that and also being on the defensive. The way they're putting, like he was saying, there's an attack on manhood, but not just manhood. They putting men against women. So
Yeah,
when you have
yeah,
this
that-
constant battle going on,
That
on each other,
unity,
right?
that family.
They're trying to break that
unity, yeah.
apart. So now
Absolutely.
the females being the weaker sex, and I don't mean it like physically, meaning like there's just like that's the way things are going.
Yeah.
So they feel like more defensive. So
Yeah.
when you approach them, maybe you being a guy just trying to get with her, or maybe you just being nice, but them being on the defensive. Now they're looking at you like, okay, he's gonna attack me. He wants something out of me. He's gonna do something to me. Blah blah blah. So it's not a healthy interaction.
But
because
believe it or
not.
not, ladies, there are genuinely good dudes still out there.
There's
It
four of
really
us right
is.
here, by the way.
Nah,
Listen,
it really
I
is.
know,
There
I mean,
really is genuinely
ladies,
good
If
fucking
you're a
dudes
freak,
out
then
there.
it's a different
Nah.
story. And I don't
Listen.
know about that.
we definitely will hold the door if we don't know you.
Nah, no way.
We will hold the door.
I'm not gonna.
I will. I still will.
And I've seen you hold the door, but as soon as the girl walks by, Emphatic's like, I want to eat that ass. It's natural. though.
Animals.
It's
It's
natural.
natural. That's a
It's
natural
natural.
man instinct.
It's a
Nah.
natural man.
No,
Yo,
no dingleberries.
No
I don't deal with
dingleberries.
dingleberries.
hopefully not.
Animals.
No, but on a serious note, yes, yeah, chivalry and just being a gentleman.
Right.
That's something that was brought down from our parents, our pops. You know what I'm saying? Yo, listen, hold the door. Be kind to women. Don't
Give up
raise
the
your
seat.
give up the seat.
Right.
Yo, my
Not without her permission.
Yo,
Yo,
my
she
wife-
want her to touch. She wants
Yeah.
you to touch him or something like that. Like,
Nah, when my wife was pregnant, she had to take the bus a couple times from work. I couldn't pick her up or whatever.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
stuck in traffic. So I'm gonna take the bus. She would tell me people would not get up to let her sit, and she was 8 months, 7, 8
Oh,
months
nah, I
pregnant.
always
It's
do
because
that.
people attached to the fucking phones, man. They don't give a
I
shit.
always do that. If I see an elderly woman,
Elderly woman
I
or
would
pregnant.
get up.
Oh,
I'm
and she
sorry.
would tell me, yo, they wouldn't even stand up for an old, like 90-year-old. Then it's
Ni-
like, yo, this this
Niggas
was crazy.
don't understand like that. That's a tough amount of months for a woman to be pregnant.
Right.
You know what I mean? That is, you have to respect the womb that bore you. You have to.
Right.
You know what I mean? So for that, I give them that my respect, and
Of course.
I do my best anyway to make it a little easier on them if I could.
Listen,
You know what I mean?
I defend masculinity 100%, but I also respectable women, and
Yeah,
I have
absolutely.
the ultra respect for women because they carry us.
They
inside
carry
the-
our names and our seats to
You
the
know,
next
exactly.
generation, man.
So-
That's what it is.
So like, the society will die without men, and also will die without women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The
And this is-
foundation.
exactly.
Foundation.
So when they having all this agenda being pushed, and we have people like us that trying to hold on to the traditional roles and the traditional values that were passed to us from our past generations, now all of a sudden we become a threat because it's like, oh, you're a sexist or you're too aggressive and blah blah blah.
I don't get this third
But
wave
bro,
of feminism.
at the end
I
of the
just
day,
don't
you
get it.
know, the way that I grew up, and most of us, and what we're gonna probably tell our kids is like, you know, as a man, you're not supposed to be here crying your heart out, waiting for people to feel bad for you.
No,
Yeah, absolutely.
As a man,
no one's gonna do that.
exactly. As a man, you're supposed to protect, provide,
Yes.
lead, and guide your family.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So-
there's nothing wrong with being emotional. You're a human being. You have to
Right.
feel emotions. But I totally agree with. I totally concur with what you're saying.
No, we punch our emotions.
Oh well,
Talking shit.
I've done it, but fucking
All of us done it.
yeah. One thing.
Emotions, what the fuck is that?
If there's any leeway as to why this worldview of thinking is now, especially with this third wave of feminism and everything,
Yeah.
Attention.
men have fucked up for the past couple of generations.
Nah,
man.
I'm not gonna say that.
I would say for the sake that we didn't appreciate it, we didn't cherish our women, we cheated on them all the time. That's
All right,
almost in
hold
a
on,
naturalistic
hold on,
sense of
hold
that
on.
coming back to us.
If let's just say this girl gets with a guy and she knows he's a player, right?
Right.
Okay, that's
Who's
her
at
decision.
fault? If the guy does what he normally does,
That's
and
her
then the
decision.
girl, and
She
then the
opened her
girl
legs.
knows.
She opened her legs.
It's like the
I-
female.
That's true. That's true.
I'm all about equality.
It's like the
baby.
side
I'm all about equality, baby.
Listen, it's like the side chick that gets promoted.
Yeah.
How the fuck you think you're not gonna get cheated on? That's how you became promoted.
Exactly.
right.
So who's the dumb one? Who's the dumb one?
You only yo.
Who's the bad one? My bad.
Listen,
Who's the
listen.
evil
You
one?
have a year, and then at the end of the year, we'll have a what is it
You're a
called?
lieutenant now. Whatever.
No. At the end of the year, you have a performance review, and if you don't meet the expectations,
quarterly review.
then you might get fired, or you know,
You're no longer a
as
Saturday,
a play, you
you're
know,
a Tuesday.
those that happens.
I think
to the side chick who's
oh,
But
who gets blinded and then believes like, oh, he's gonna be
I say
faithful to me.
overall,
Right,
it
right.
should be you should be more aware of, I guess, everything around you.
no,
because
but I'm saying on a
as a human being,
on
I'm
a-
not saying either one.
on a
I don't
natural
blame
on a
anybody.
naturalistic sense, men have kind of fucked up for the past couple of generations.
But
We didn't appreciate it.
right.
But if-
That's what I'm saying.
If you
But
know
we
the
keep
girl's
doing
easy,
it though. We keep doing it, and
we
at
do.
the end of
Keep
the
doing
day,
it.
I think that.
But me, man, I'm struggling with women. Like I'm back in the
Right.
minor leagues, man. Like they threw me back down, so I
Nah.
I don't
Listen,
bother
man.
anymore.
You can always put yourself in the front line. You know what I'm saying?
but-
Now, what I would
Sorry,
think
go
is,
ahead.
I'm sorry to call you off.
No, my
Just going back before we move on to the next subject, because I was saying, like you were saying, the past year, man, we fucking up.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you something. Since the beginning of the times, men been fucking up. Because what? We're not really satisfied with just one woman. And I know this is gonna sound crazy. And
No,
probably
no, you're not. You're
y'all
not
gonna
sounding
have
crazy.
a lot of
You're not sounding
variables.
crazy. You're
right.
not sounding crazy.
I know, but the thing is, like,
Old Testament times, man. You
Right.
could have had more than one wife.
right. And not
You know
only
what I
that, but just look back. If you look back at the way things are naturally, right, and the law of humanity, right.
Yeah.
So we are considered within in the animal kingdom, right?
Yeah.
Of course, we're animals,
The
yes.
Homo sapiens,
I don't
we are
believe we're
considered in the
animals,
animal kingdom.
But we don't belong in the ecosystem. We don't have
Right.
no rule. We don't have anything in the ecosystem, though.
Right.
If you think about it,
What do you mean?
we're above. I think we're above animals.
I
yeah, we
believe
are.
that.
We are
We have
above
no
animals.
place.
I believe the Most High gave us dominion over the animals,
the
I
thing
believe
is,
that.
We eat 'em.
when I say
We destroy
ecosystem,
but there's a balance.
when I say
At that
They
eco,
can kill us right
There
away.
was, but there was a balance.
but I say
though.
ecosystem, we don't have place. We don't have as humans a place in the ecosystem because we have choice. We have choices.
Okay, that's true.
Right.
The ecosystem does not. It is planned. You know,
It's just and it's
the
balanced.
bees
Yeah,
do this
yeah.
to the flowers. The flowers do this.
The lion eats the lamb.
Yeah.
Right.
The trees
Yeah.
give us oxygen.
Yeah.
We have choices. We're the only ones that have choices. So people say aliens. We are the aliens if you
Yeah,
think about
I
it.
believe that. I believe
That's
that.
a
Great
good point to
analogy.
see. That's a
I'm
good-
not gonna
yeah.
front. That is a great analogy.
Yeah.
I've seen that for
I am
years.
not gonna front. Yeah.
But I tell you
I've
what.
been saying that. Yeah.
So I tell you what, right? And I know probably people hearing this are gonna be like, "Yo, who the fuck is this guy
Oh,
that you
nah.
guys
The
invited?"
nerve of this guy.
Yo, people, man, we talk
Yo.
about this on my front
right.
seat, man.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Open minds.
Right, open minds and open hearts.
There you go. That's
All
it.
right, but
butt cheeks. Hey,
Hey.
God.
You can
Nah,
do,
but,
wait, you can do legs too.
you know,
damn. That,
but going back to what my man
Did it
was
cross
saying
my
right
mind?
here,
All
right?
no, man,
Go ahead.
When it comes to that, right? Yeah, men are fucking up, but guess what? Guess what? Right? Women know this, and women, believe it or not, I'm not gonna say all of them, but most of them are willing to accept the fact that at some point in your life you are gonna fuck up.
Yeah.
You know,
I
what I'm
mean, we
saying?
all
It's
do.
human.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you know what it is. Because everything goes back to the naturals, go back to the human laws, to the first things where like men are physical, women are emotional.
Yeah.
So when men cheat, women know, okay, he cheated because it's physical. He just wanted to get a nut.
Yeah, it's,
You know,
it's
and
not
it's
emotional.
sport.
When
But-
women cheat,
Yeah, it's
there's
sport.
more to it.
It's emotional.
It is physical because there has to be some type of attraction, but it's also an emotional part. Which us men we don't connect when we cheat. We don't connect with that emotional part.
We don't.
And I would say for most part,
For most part, yeah,
Right.
because I believe in spiritual marriage. I
Right.
believe the government should be involved in marriage.
It's 100% me too.
You know, marriage is a spiritual thing. It's a unity between a man and a woman.
Thank you.
So, with that being said, like, if you hold that dearly and hold that to a pedestal and consider and follow the oaths of all its holiness,
Right.
that's a promise you got to keep, man. Like,
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
That I believe. That I
Right.
truly believe, man.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, you have to understand, right? If I put an example, right? You say how a lot of women say, "Oh, I want a nice guy," right?
They don't want no nice guy.
Yeah,
But then when they get the nice guy,
To
then
cheat
they get
on.
bored, or the man gets cheated on. Why? And if you notice who they cheated with, the savage, the asshole, the jerk,
I've seen that happen so many times.
because
man.
it goes back to the natural order, which is like that. Look, when you are a man, right, and you're not breaking down your rules, your own integrity for a women, even though they want you to do it and they're gonna test you, you know, they'll be like, "Oh, I want you to do this for me." If you don't break down for them, they're gonna be like, "Yo, you know what? How can I get him to break it down for me?"
Yeah.
And while they're trying to get
I
you to
agree.
break down for you, they're falling in love for you. But you
Yeah.
keep your frame as a man.
Right.
When you're a nice guy and you're doing this, oh, I want you to go to the club with your friends. Oh, okay, baby, I stay with you. The pussy gets
yeah,
dry.
but that's anybody, right? Yeah,
Pussy-
that's true.
Gets dry, my brother.
Sahara. Sahara.
No, I gotta salute him because of the conviction now, how he said
But
it,
see,
the way he just dropped the mic. Pussy gets dropped. Boom.
But
He
as a
just
per-
dropped
look,
the
as
mic.
Right.
if let's just say you had knew somebody that was 100% agreeable with everything you did, you get bored of a person. Like
Thank
that's
you.
not a human
Well,
being. That's the fucking
Exactly.
slave.
Exactly. And
I feel you about
You're
the
right.
routine thing.
Like,
I,
yo,
that I
hey, let me get
understand.
$100. Like, what the fuck you want $100 for?
Right.
No, okay, here you go. Like, all right, that's
Yo,
see
I
that.
just gotta say this, man.
That's
but
weird.
Women are the most unique, fucking beautiful creatures on this planet. They
Yes,
don't know
sir.
how fucking
But yo,
ill.
to every
they,
man,
like, they
there's
don't know how
7
ill they
women.
are. They don't
Thank
know how
you.
ill they are.
There's 7 women to every man.
yeah.
yep.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, by the way, this is
You
coming
should
from
be
somebody.
having orgies every night, bro.
I never had orgies every night. What are you talking
should
about?
be. You
Nah,
should be.
I'm not. I'm not.
and your
that
name is
nigga.
Paranormal. You
Nah,
should
I'm not
be.
that nigga. I'm gonna have to get different lotions. I gotta get. I gotta grow a porn mustache from the 70s. I can't. I
Yeah,
can't
get a
do
robe,
all that.
too, a robe.
I gotta get a robe. Nah, I'm not ready for this shit.
Wow.
Nah. But yo,
Walking
Wait, no.
chancletas and shit.
fucking pipe, a little pipe and shit. Nah, but dude, women are the most unique fucking creatures on this planet. They don't know how fucking ill they are.
Right.
They don't know how ill they are, man. Women are fucking awesome. Women are awesome. And I'm not talking about bitches because there's a difference in that.
Right.
Like,
right.
Yo,
hey, there's
bitches
assholes and regular people.
Yeah, like
Right.
bitches are like you don't respect yourself. You have no integrity for yourself. Yeah, like
Right.
you're totally yapping
Wait,
and
I
that.
got a
I'm like,
question.
I can't fuck with this.
Like, there was this girl back in the day. I knew it, like, wherever I worked at. There was a park. Like, you'll buy her chips and she'll suck you off.
Let's call her Woman X. Let's call her that.
No, let's call her cheese doodles.
All right, let's do that. TCDs. All right.
Okay, so.
Cheese doodles?
Cheese doodles.
Damn,
Like,
so she will leave a stain everywhere?
I mean, if you don't let her touch it. Or whatever. Well, anyway, let's just say, this is what I heard. I never
All right.
experienced.
Go ahead.
This is what he heard. This is what he
No,
heard.
I don't like cheese doodles.
Go ahead, Em. Go ahead.
But who's at fault? Like, if the guy knows that you could buy her a bag of chips and she'll do whatever, and she's willing to do that, like, who's at fault there?
If she what?
If she sucks you off for a bag of cheese doodles or whatever.
All right.
You're not talking literally, right?
She was
I
doing
heard
it
a story. I heard a
For
story.
cheese doodles?
So for a bag of chips.
Damn.
Damn, what a-
She
I
used
guess-
to hang out in the park. That's what
Damn,
she did.
man.
I guess that's the part when the struggle is real comes in.
The struggle is
Damn, what a fire breathing whore.
But that's what I'm saying.
God damn.
But yo,
Who's at fault there?
the father.
Both.
Her father.
Yeah.
I think
I was
I'm
gonna go
father.
straight to it.
3.
I
You,
think
you
I'm
gotta
father.
understand. Yeah.
The
All right,
father-
but let's just keep it at
The
those two
father,
parties.
her
Hold on,
decision,
hold on.
and you trying to tip the scale of gaining an advantage of that.
Hold up, let's just keep it to those two people, those two parties. Like,
Okay.
who would be at fault?
I
One
would
that
say-
the person that knows your weakness, or the person that knows that, oh, this is what I want and I can get it. And all I have to do is
of
this
course,
just to
it's
get
her.
it.
I think it's both his fault, man.
Nah,
to
I
me.
would say it's her.
I
Because
would say both.
and you know, this is why sometimes I go with my lady. By the way, all these things that I'm saying, you know, it's not coming from a single guy that's out there fucking a lot of bitches all day.
Yeah.
I have a 12-year relationship with my baby mother.
Oh, God bless.
And you know what I
God
say?
bless.
She knows, and sometimes she disagree with the things that I'm saying, but sometimes she be like, "Yo, you know what? Even though I disagree,
This is real shit.
it's you know it's true.
It's the
It's true
world.
because she see it with her dad, she see it with her uncles, she see it with me, and then she sees how I'm trying to raise my son. Like
No, dude, God bless, man. 12-year relationships don't happen anymore.
I know, man.
It's hard.
And you know what I'm saying? Like one of my good things that like I was telling about the young kid in the
gym.
In the gym. No, he was giving me like, no, can you tell me I buy some health from fitness?
Yeah.
I was like, all right. And then he told me, yo, you know, I'm talking to this chick. What can I do? Blah blah. And then he showed me the text. So she's like, oh, you should be a little more nice though. Sometimes you're too much of an asshole. And I already
Woo, you
and-
got it right. Yo,
Yeah.
you already know.
right there, I was like, bro,
You
look.
already know.
I said, listen,
She's testing you.
the whole reason she's talking to you is because you are being an asshole. The minute that you're turned nice,
Yeah.
you're gonna be turned down, my man.
Yeah.
Don't
I
be
don't
nice.
get it, man.
Yeah.
Be
That's
kind.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Don't be
Don't
nice.
be nice. Be
But
Be
kind.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
I never heard that one. As
Hold on.
simple as
That's
that
right.
is,
Hold on.
I never
But
heard
we
that.
dropping
I wish
jewels
I
here.
had that 15 years ago.
Yo,
All right.
this
but
is
hold on.
low budget jewels.
Never
man.
too
Low
late,
budget
brother.
gems.
Low budget gems.
Hold on, hold on.
Low budget gems. All
But
right.
think of it like this, though. Women are emotional. If you create a lot of emotion, you're creating interest.
Yeah.
So if you're the nice guy all the time and she's, I guess, happy, like, that's just one emotion.
Right.
Think about it.
Mhm.
But if they're emotional creatures, you create a variety of emotions by being, I guess, yourself, because we're complex creatures, right?
Right.
But if you're just 100% agreeable, you're nothing. You're just that nice guy.
Let me add
You're
something
just
to
one thing. You're
That's a
one
good point.
dimension.
That's a good point.
Let me add something to it that, and
Sure.
I'm gonna share with y'all. It was passed by my dad, by the way. He told me this thing, right? You are like a puzzle,
Yeah.
right? Females want to put a puzzle together.
Mm.
And the more that they cannot put a puzzle together, the more exciting they get. The more they attract to
the
you.
mysterious, the
When-
mystery of
Right.
it. Like that
When
type
you're a
of thing.
nice guy, that meaning that you put a puzzle together yourself and you present it like, oh, here.
Ah.
Now you took away that
already
interest
know.
from women.
She already
Yeah.
knows.
I
So
respect
when
that.
then you kill all the libido, the instinct, her
That
you know,
libido, the libido.
right, and all of
That
that,
my-
all her sexual desire for you, you killed it because
Yeah.
my uncle told me that I was in high school. My uncle told me that. Like, I'm like, yo, this girl was always interested because she always saw me writing. Because that's when I started writing rhymes.
right.
Yeah, but you were really drawing. You were drawing like a dude fucking some. Right?
Wait,
Animal.
Is this like super bad? Is this like
Stick
super
figures,
bad?
funny niggas.
Wait,
Like,
you
he
got
was
dicks, you
drawing
got
the-
dicks.
Stick figures with titties.
You remember Superbad? He kept drawing dicks.
Nah, dude, I never saw Superbad.
Oh, you gotta see it, my
I
man.
never saw Superbad.
You gotta see the
I
movie.
know everybody
And
tells
you're
me
a
that.
movie buff, dude. Like a
I
movie
just
buff.
I never caught it, man. I just never did.
Nah,
But-
put it on to the list. Put it to the
But
list.
yeah, yo, I am because I definitely love films. I saw 2 great films this week, man. But my uncle told me that, like, it's similar to what you're saying. Like, women they are attracted to that mysterious dude. Like, how come he doesn't
Right.
pay no mind? How come he's not worshiping me? And how come it's like that's it's a crazy complexity.
And you know what the crazy thing
crazy
about
to
it
me.
too
It's
is like
crazy.
because when think about it as like the universe, right?
Yeah.
We are the Earth, so we go around the sun, right? So the main source of energy is the sun.
Right.
So you
For
have
us,
to
yeah.
look at yourself as the sun.
Mm.
That means that you do what you're supposed to do. You are your own man. You
Right.
make your own moves, and women compliment you, and she be happy to compliment you because you have a mission. But when you fucking break down or you take away from your path because you want to be nice to her, even though she asks you for it, she's gonna get turned off because it's like, I got him to do what I want him. They don't really want you to do
That's
what they
just
want you
fucking
to,
crazy
what they
to
ask
me,
you for.
man.
Yo,
It is, but you know what?
That's crazy.
Free
It
game.
is.
This
I
is free
listen to
game,
the
ladies
Cure
and
too
gentlemen.
much. I can't
Hold
do
up,
that
hold
shit,
Dudes,
man.
this is free game,
Hold
dudes.
up.
Yo, for real, man. To all the young dudes,
Yo, the young cats, yo.
Yeah,
young
man.
players
I
and
squandered my 20s.
don't
Listen
be
to me.
nice.
Wait, hold
Be
on.
kind.
When you gonna write this book?
Actually, I want to like
How to knock them out? Boom, boxing. You got it right there.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to go right now. Like I try to put everything together. Hopefully, I can put in everything.
Yeah, I
because
only want if you make shirts. I only want on profit. That's the only time I want profit.
Yo,
nah, man, because that's the thing about like social media, right? It's either you're using social media or social media is using you. Right. So when you using, right, and you're watching all these videos and all of this stuff, you're consuming. You're consuming. You're being distracted, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes, let's say you go like, let me see this post, and you go for like 15 minutes, bro. Next thing you know, you're like 2 hours in there.
You go down the rabbit hole.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, but my man, when
knocking
you,
that pussy out.
Hey.
But yo,
right,
speaking of knocking out pussy, so that documentary with R. Kelly,
right,
he had all these young girls in a kind of a sex cult environment in his mansion.
That's fucking.
Yeah.
That's twisted.
So he would have
That is
multiple
so
girls
twisted.
in different rooms, and yo, it's so crazy. These girls were in different rooms, multiple rooms, and they would never see each other. He wouldn't allow none of them to see each other, and for them to use the bathroom, they had to ask him. For them to eat, they had to ask him. He would say, "Yeah, you could come out," and then
Damn, I
two
need
of
money.
Two of them. Wait.
Let me ask you something.
This
That
is
is
legit.
This is that. Well,
from the documentary,
in
right?
the documentary. So that's what it's saying is legit. I mean, we all knew that he had like a sex cult. That happened. What? That
Yeah.
came out like a couple years ago.
I don't
The
even
rumors
know.
been
I
there
just
for
thought he
years,
just
though.
pissed on girls. That's all I know.
That
that
vid-
was another
but even
rumor,
after
yeah.
that video, people were still fucking with him with the music, and people knew about it.
Right.
People knew that that was him. He tried to say it was his brother.
He threw his brother under the
Damn.
He
bus.
threw his brother on the brother.
That
And then
right
his
there tells
brother,
you what type of man he is, right?
but
Yeah.
his brother was like, he tried to give his brother a record contract and $100K, and his brother was like, "Fuck out of hell no, that wasn't me. Like, no, I'm not gonna do
I
it."
respect
Wow.
that.
But then his brother, the same brother that he tried to throw under the bus, came out in another interview. And he said, yo, that his 16-year-old sister molested him, raped him when he was 6. And him
Wait,
and
raped R. Kelly?
R. Kelly and the brother.
Oh wow.
All right, now
That's why
now-
R. Kelly's
now
like that.
That may have twisted, but
That
that's
makes
still,
sense though, because one problem create the other.
Yeah.
and if he
Right.
was traumatized on his childhood like that,
It still,
then
it
you
still
project
shouldn't.
it on your.
It still
on your
shouldn't
adult.
excuse him though.
But
No, it's not an excuse.
Yeah, I
They
know,
say-
He's
but
a grown adult. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
But,
no.
but they say that once you have a traumatic experience like that, like getting
Yeah.
raped when you're like 6, 7 years old,
Right.
that you stay in that mind state. You grow
That's true.
physically, but
That's true.
mentally you
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
Right.
R. Kelly doesn't know how to read. He doesn't know how to write.
A good example. You watch
Damn, and he's rich as fuck. Yo, what the
two
fuck?
The power of music, people.
Two
Jesus
things.
Christ.
Two things. Do you think Hollywood fucked him up?
Well, he was a
No,
movie.
but the problem is everything comes easy when you have that level of celebrity.
Not that. I'm talking about like Hollywood in a sense, like all those weird shit you hear about it, like because
In the
You let him slide?
you're giving everything you want.
Right.
You know,
And-
R.
and
Kelly had to do something to get to his stature. It's
Yeah.
not like
Oh, of
it's
course,
not
of
like
course.
No,
it's not
no.
like he could sing well and dance well. There's a million people that
Even
can
his
probably do that.
he doesn't have the greatest voice in history.
Yeah,
I
like
tell
he's
you-
not a Michael
I
Jackson.
think,
He's
I
not
think
a
it
Prince.
becomes everything to money. So like people knew that
Everyone knew.
these managers and entrepreneurs
Well,
they knew it.
I bring up the Hollywood thing because
Right.
people do weird,
Right.
cocaine orgies, all that other shit.
Right.
You're gonna live all that, and then it's like you want more. Like, what's the most?
Yeah, what's next?
What's the next devious, most perverted shit you could do?
That's when they move to the next evil
Yeah,
shit. When it
I'm
comes
saying-
to kids and
but-
all of that shit.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Were
like,
any
I
of the
believe
women
that
young?
shit.
Were actually any of the girl? Well, any of the girls that were trapped were women. Like anybody above?
He had 30-year-olds.
Oh man,
What the?
But the
fuck?
30 look, he had one girl that was like 33, but she looked like she was 17, 16.
But she's like, hey, I'm getting rent.
I'm living free from
Rent-free, and I'm
rent free. I'm having free food.
Don't do it, Figz. Don't do it, man. Yo, God damn it.
No,
This
yo,
is
when I was
fucked
watching
up,
that shit, I
man.
was like,
Damn.
yo, that's crazy. If she's a grown ass woman, why
She
she's
knows what she's doing.
And then at the end of the day, she got tired, she got fed up, and she left because he would have them like do threesomes with like 14, 15-year-olds, and
That's
Right.
disgusting.
but it was crazy because with the whole Aaliyah thing, he had co-conspirators. He had his manager sign they forged papers.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
That I
saying
heard
that
about.
she was older, so
Right.
they could get married.
When she wasn't, right?
When she was like 15, they said that she
Wow.
was like 18 or something.
Wait,
yeah, I know.
She-
I heard about that.
She was singing around at that time.
She was yeah.
Yeah,
She-
yeah.
Yo,
was she?
Aaliyah was his manager. I believe it was his manager's niece. And
But she was singing around like she
Yeah,
was
yeah.
known at that time.
yeah.
Oh, because I figured like
She
18,
wrote
19.
Yo,
she really,
the song "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number."
Yeah.
He wrote that.
Oh.
He wrote that.
So his music, it was just signs of him of his own life. It was just signs like "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number." Ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind.
Well, you guys should know that better. When you write your rhymes, some way, somehow, you put your own experience in there,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Oh,
That's what
absolutely,
exactly.
absolutely,
That's what he was
absolutely.
doing. That's what I do with my writings. You know, I can write about a topic, but then I'll throw my own experience on it because that's what writing do. You kind of it's like a little skill where you you creating this content, but at the same time it's like you throw your own how you call it, your own 2 cents of it. You know what I'm
2 cents.
saying?
Yeah.
Look how,
your own experiences are incorporated
Right,
somehow.
right.
I believe I
in
Can
the right-
Fly was because they had a meeting with Michael Jackson and his brother was like, "Yo, that dude looks like he could fly."
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Was there? They were working on something together, and his brother looked at him and he was like, "Yo, he looks like he could fly, like he's levitating." And from his brother saying that, he wrote. Well, he didn't write because he don't know how to write,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the song came up. I believe I can fly.
And that was a giant, incredible.
They play
Space
that-
Jam.
They play that.
Soundtrack.
Yeah,
Soundtrack.
they play that
And-
in graduations to this day.
Yeah.
Right,
So
yeah.
what's gonna happen now?
Now
Are
when I
people
play
gonna
that
still
song-
gonna?
You know, some people are probably gonna stop it, but the thing that
It's
you said about
hypocritical.
Michael Jackson, right? You remember when Michael Jackson was being accused of touching kids?
Right.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe in it until this day. We haven't seen proof of
Well,
it.
there's the documentary coming out. The
Oh,
same
yeah?
thing. Yeah.
Like the same thing
Yup.
they did to R.
That's R.
Kelly.
Kelly, yeah.
I'll be interested on that one.
Yup.
Definitely, I would check
How
that one
about
out.
this? Why don't you fucking talk to the parents who, if he did that they supposedly allowed that shit?
It's money. Everything comes
Exactly,
Down to
it's
money.
Everything
money.
comes down to money.
There's
exactly.
no conspiracy about it. Why don't you talk to those fucking parents?
And speaking of money,
Seriously.
boxing. Let's go back to boxing and
Let's
money.
do it.
Yo, it's
This shit is
rigged.
corrupt. What's
Yo,
going on with
alright.
boxing?
Yo, before you continue, salute to H Rhymes because she's a big boxing fanatic. I even saw one of the tweets, and you responded to her.
Oh yeah,
Like
the Triple G fight.
The
That
Triple
shit was
G
rigged.
fight with fucking
Rigged.
Canelo.
Yeah,
with Canelo. Even
man.
she said, "Yo,
That was rigged.
are the card? What do they call them? The
Undercard.
the
The undercard.
the judges, I guess.
The
Yeah,
judges,
Oh, yeah, the scorecard.
yeah, the scorecard. Like she said, yo, are these motherfuckers blind? What the fuck
It
did I
was
just
rigged.
see happen?
No, the thing with boxing is it comes down when you think about it. Boxing, any sport is a business, right?
Of course.
So
I'm not
everything
knocking that.
when a business comes down to everything to money.
Yep.
So
money.
you have two guys fighting, right? Two top guys, but one of them is the one that sell the tickets.
Canelo.
One of them really doesn't sell
We're
tickets.
talking in general, just the
No, we're talking about Canelo Triple G.
Canelo Triple G. Yeah.
I believe the first fight, Triple G won that shit clear. It was a close fight.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he shut him out or it was a one-sided fight. It wasn't.
Those are some of the most exciting fights, by the
Right.
way. Like sometimes you don't need that crazy knockout. It's
No.
about like,
It
yo,
was skill.
this
Yeah.
is a
Pure
split
skill.
round.
The
This,
whole thing
you
about the
know,
sweet science is hit, not get hit.
yeah, it's
But-
art. It's
yeah,
art. You know
But
what I mean?
being people, being humans, in our barbarian side, no, we want to see blood. We want to see somebody getting knocked the fuck out. We want to see somebody living in a
Yeah.
stretcher
Yeah.
because that's our barbarian side speaking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you have to understand, boxing's been corrupt from the beginning of times.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And to throw a little bit of boxing history, everything started politically. Because I know y'all heard about boxing politics.
Of course.
Of course. There's
so-
UFC politics,
Right.
and I love the fucking
Every
UFC.
business.
Yeah.
So what happened is when boxing got created, it was kind of like the Democrats and the Republicans. But back then, there wasn't a Congress where they can discuss civilized blah blah blah. It was like, nah, fuck that. This is my idea. This is your idea. Guess what? Bring your own your best man. I'm gonna bring my best man. Then you're gonna be the red corner. Now I'm gonna be the blue corner. That's where the corners got created. And then
Damn.
they make
Democrats and Republicans.
there you go. And then they make these rules, which is called the Queensberry rules of boxing.
Sounds like some street congregation, man.
Right.
Like,
That's what it
sounds
was.
like.
It was
Yeah, it was
underground.
bare knuckle boxing. Man.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it was,
Yeah.
and you gotta understand. At some point, it was forbidden. It wasn't a sport like it is now.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, this year on the Olympics, we might not be having boxing.
No.
But that's not, I guess that's
I
another
heard
subject.
about that. I heard about that.
They're
too.
trying to
Yeah,
take that
yeah.
away because politics again. But
Yeah.
bro,
I don't watch
every
the
kid,
Olympics.
every kid that put on some gloves, you must believe his one dream is not to turn pro, is to get gold medal from the Olympics because that's the ultimate
Really?
goal from
It's
a
clean.
fighter.
It's still clean.
It's, that's the like most kids that start boxing.
That's interesting.
I would not say they do it for the money. They do it for the honor and glory because that's what boxing was.
Yeah,
Nowadays,
like, if you look at a nigga like Julio Cesar Chavez,
There you go.
one of the most
100 wins, kid.
legend. Like fuck the wins, just his style, legend.
Relentless.
He's a warrior.
Legendary.
and not only that, but people talk about Mayweather 50-0. Julio Cesar Chavez was 69-0.
Yeah,
Before he lost.
The thing with
69-0.
Yeah.
the thing with Mayweather
Good
though,
number.
the thing
Good
with
number.
Mayweather, and I'm not a boxing
I love
expert
the
like
69.
that,
Right.
Nothing
but I
wrong with
have
that.
seen boxing for a while.
Right.
The thing with Mayweather is like, yo, has he even still fought the top 3 contenders in his weight
Yeah, he's
class?
in
Yeah, he did.
Battles.
He
He
did.
did
The thing is that-
finally?
yeah, he did. The thing is,
Not on their
the
prime.
thing
Not
with
in their
Mayweather,
prime.
Not in their prime.
Exactly. Mayweather did the same thing. I don't know. You guys remember Sugar Ray Leonard?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
Awesome.
Same thing with him. When he fought, I don't know. You guys remember Marvin Hagler?
Yes.
Right. So
Yes.
Marvin Hagler was like the Triple G of nowadays.
Yeah.
Right. He was the big guy, the one that nobody wants to fight, but he wasn't bringing money. The face of boxing at that time it was Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray.
So
Beast.
Right.
Beast. Definitely beast.
So what happened was when Hagler was champion and was calling Sugar Ray was fighting other guys.
Damn.
Sugar Ray did the same thing that Mayweather did to all his opponents. He waited for the right time.
Wow.
He timed his opponents coming down from the prime. So now I fight them, I beat them, and I got the name on my record.
Wow.
So
You know what I'm saying?
so
No
you
battles.
agree the
Straight sugar in
Mayweather
they
would you,
tank.
would you agree that the Mayweather Pacquiao fight should have happened 5 years ago?
It was supposed to first happen in 2009.
That far
10 years
back?
ago.
That
10
far
years-
back.
Oh
right.
my
10
God.
years
But
ago.
to be fair, and a lot of people blame Mayweather for it too. Mayweather actually was talking about it, and they started negotiations. But when it comes to the blood test, Pacquiao came with some lame ass excuse, and that's when Mayweather was like, "Okay,
You think he was juicing?
yeah, he was,
Pacquiao was juicing?
yeah, he was."
Vinny Paz said
I
that.
tell you what.
Some of our favorite boxers have been juicing all the time.
Yeah.
But he didn't even look like he was
Yeah.
juicing.
I tell you,
He was juicing with what? He had soy sauce?
no. The thing with juicing is like not every juice is gonna get you muscles and big.
Yeah.
There are juice that are just for you to
Stamina?
last more,
To
more
lose
stamina.
weight, yeah.
Oh,
Or-
endurance.
or to
Endurance.
endurance, or just to
yeah.
cut weight right away,
Yeah.
you know, so you don't have to struggle. And Pacquiao was throwing 120 punches around. That's insane.
Pacquiao's
Yo, yeah.
probably the only nigga I've seen that could effectively punch off balance.
Now, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Which is fucking
Southpaw's got
crazy.
the advantage. When
He's
you are
southpaw.
lefty, you
Yeah,
kind
but
of awkward.
Pacquiao's a different type of
The thing with
beast,
Pacquiao
though,
is
man.
like sometimes when you see it in boxing, it's like when you start at a weight class, right? You have that power at the weight class. But
Yeah.
as you go up on weight, your power diminish a little bit because you know
Yeah.
you're not gonna carry the power with you.
Right.
That's when Pacquiao juicing started showing, especially for people that's into boxing that you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Bro, there's no way that he went from 108 pounds, right? I think that's the short weight that he first got his championship, to like getting a title at 154 with the same power,
Wow.
with the same rate of punches.
Vinny Paz said the same shit.
Yeah,
man.
there's
Yeah.
no
Vinny
way.
Paz, he's a big
There's no
boxer.
way.
Yeah, yeah.
Now
Big-
you gotta
big boxing
remember,
head.
the Philippines is a third world country.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
The
a lot of shit you
Philippines,
can
yeah.
get away with in a third world
Not a lot
country.
of regulations
Speaking of
with
the
it.
Philippines, they were busted for creating guns. They were manufacturing guns
it's all about
on
they-
the underground
ship,
shit.
right? They'll take
Yeah.
metal from the ship and make guns.
Yeah,
Wait,
they were
what-
making
what? I didn't
guns.
hear about
They were
that.
making guns. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were making guns, and they got busted for that. They
Yeah.
were making like bootleg. They were bootlegging guns.
Yeah, they'll take
What?
metal from like a ship.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Right.
That's a
And they'll make
first,
guns.
man. Hold
Yeah,
on.
man.
Bootlegging guns?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I think and they didn't have
Yo,
the serial number, so they
had
couldn't
the
trace
seri-
it back.
Yeah, they couldn't trace
Ho-
it back.
They
Yo,
have a
hold
name
that
to
for
it.
a title. Bootleg guns.
Wow,
That's a
bootleg
title
guns.
for a song right
They
there.
actually have a
Wow.
name. They have a specific name for those guns.
Yeah.
They have no serial number.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's kind of like a one-time use. You know, you get it, you do what you have to do with
Remember,
it.
like the phones back in the days, like
Yeah.
the
The
you could
burner.
trade them-
The
yeah,
burner-
the
the burner
burners.
phone.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I saw that shit too.
That's
too.
crazy.
But bro,
I saw it on
that's
TV.
a lot of things. What happens in the third world country is so much shit that happens, and everything is so corrupt
It's
that as
corrupt.
long as you got money, you can get away with it.
DR, the
That's
bootlegging
sick.
plátanos. But yo, I mean, you know, boxing is crazy. I used to love boxing. Yo, I used to love I'm more of the Tyson era, where the heavyweights were heavyweights.
Right.
Tyson, Holyfield,
Ali,
Lennox Lewis. Nigga said Ali. I'm not that old, nigga.
You know what my
Nigga said Ali, nigga.
You know what my
Sonny
favorite,
Liston?
You know what my favorite fucking trilogy of all time was?
What?
Morales versus Barrera.
I was gonna say that.
Oh yeah.
Morales versus
You
I
ever seen-
still get the chills watching those fucking highlights.
I'll give you another trilogy.
That was a brawl. That was
Yeah.
fucking brawl.
Blood,
I'll give
And
you
I
another
wasn't
trilogy.
going for anybody.
Yeah, it was just a
It was
battle.
crazy.
You was enjoying the fight.
It was crazy. And correct me if I'm wrong. Morales was considered one of the most illest middleweights, right? Middleweight,
Yeah. No.
And never-
Lightweight.
lightweight, right? And never had the belt.
Not Morales.
Barrera,
Barrera.
one of the illest lightweights, and he never held the
No,
belt.
he had the belt, but it wasn't like a main belt. That's another thing with boxing
Oh,
now.
okay.
Back then, it used to
okay.
be one belt. That's the champion. Now you have like the super
like
belt,
30.
the regular belt, the interim belt, the
WBC,
internet. Yeah, exactly.
all that.
Now you have like 7 belts, so you don't know which one is which.
KFC
Okay.
championship.
But at the same time, you know, it's 4 main governments, which is WBC, WBA, WBO, and IBF.
I think they should get rid of that, man. That's the only
They should. Because back then, also the same thing with weight classes. Back then, it was featherweight, lightweight, welterweight,
Right.
middleweight, heavyweight. Now you have lightweight, super middle lightweight, and then welterweight.
Do they have bantamweight on there?
Yeah, bantamweight. Yeah,
Bantamweight.
How about the era of Super Slave beating up the little scrawny white guy? Remember that was an era too.
Why? Which one?
You come on, that's in history where they would take a slave
Right.
and they will box a white dude.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, just for the
Oh, I
pleasure
thought
of
you were talking about
entertainment.
like
Yeah.
the Mandingo fights.
No,
That's
no.
what they called them?
Yeah, the Mandingo
the
fights,
Mandingo.
yeah.
That's actually how you remember one of the first black heavyweight, Jack Johnson.
Yeah.
They brought him out like basically he was like the sheep to be sacrificed.
Yeah,
Right? Like
yeah.
we're just gonna throw him there and
Like
get killed.
Like when Barnes and Bailey's was around,
Right.
they'll have the lions and the elephant or whatever,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, in the
Yeah.
fucking circus. It was a circus.
And you know what's crazy? When they first started that, it used to be forbidden, and they used to do it in like these underground places, right?
Mhm.
And it was
underground.
so unfair that the black slave will be blindfolded.
Yeah, they have him blindfolded.
Wow, I
fighting,
didn't know that. I didn't
Fighting
know that.
a man, not blindfolded, just right there.
Yeah.
The
Crazy.
thing what happened with Jack Johnson is like
Sick.
they threw him in there to the lion so many times, and he beat these guys blindfolded that they were like, "Yo, we have something special here."
Yeah.
Like, we try to kill this guy like 30, 40 times. Maybe if we can kill him, guess what? Let's make money out of him.
Exactly.
That's
Dude,
where money came
that's
in.
Blind Kenshi from Mortal Kombat right
Yep.
there, baby. That's what that
And-
is.
Damn, was that part 3?
Nah, Blind Kenshi was introduced in Deadly Alliance, I believe.
Damn, you talking what? PlayStation?
I was a Street Fighter guy. I mean, I like
I was a
Mortal
Mortal Kombat dude. I like
Yeah, Mortal Kombat was the shit.
Well, let me ask you this, homie. Since we're on the subject of boxing, like, do you fuck with UFC? Do you like? I know it's
I fuck with UFC. Yeah, I actually did wrestling in high school.
Really?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You should've
I
done
was like, I was been into solo sports. You know, I
Well,
like,
like-
you always been into groping.
hey,
Oh, so what you did like Greco-Roman wrestling?
yeah.
Or,
Actually, what I did was Olympic wrestling. It's not like the UFC.
Oh,
Because
okay.
the UFC is like a mixed martial arts. So you have like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu,
Yeah, you have all that
judo,
shit,
and all
yeah.
these different
the
disciplines.
Taekwondo,
That they call it. Right,
all
right.
that shit.
But I fuck with UFC. The thing with it is like I'm more of a fan of strikes than grappling and just wrestling and all of that.
From behind type of.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think I find it more exciting 2 guys striking each other than 2 guys grappling for dominance. You know.
Right, right.
One thing I could still get boxing because like it's
Yo, boxing's
really-
a joke right now. Though.
Yeah, it is, man.
It sucks because I there was so many great heydays of fucking boxing.
Shout outs to the boxing chat. I'm not
Roy Jones Jr.
Roy Jones Jr.
Was one of
Yo,
my
man,
favorites.
one of the greatest.
Actually-
One of the greatest.
Yeah, I actually met him personally, and
Yeah?
I told him, bro, I grew up watching all your fights. I'm
Yeah,
a true
man.
fan, man. And I even told him, like I was with M, I don't know if you remember. You guys remember when he dropped an album, a
Yeah,
rap
must have
album.
forgot.
Yeah, must have
Yeah,
forgot.
I must have
Who dropped an
forgot.
album?
Roy
Burn
Jones.
my kingdom.
Yeah.
So
He had a video.
Yeah, he
for
had
that
a video.
and everything. He was on
And
a
he-
yacht and shit.
Is that-
Like,
is that
yeah,
gonna-
man.
And he
We're
was
gonna
so
play one of his
gangster.
songs?
He would walk out to his own song to the ring. He would walk out to his own song.
Yeah,
Wow.
So when I told him, you know,
narcissist.
So I told him, I know you hear every day somebody approaching and be like, yo, I'm a fan, blah, blah, blah. But look, I'm going to tell you something. You must have forgot. Bro, the way his eyes shine, I was like, oh, shit. Yo, you really know me, huh? I was like, bro, I can tell you when you got your first belt. You know what I'm saying? Back with David Green.
Wow.
And he was like, oh, shit, yo, kid, yo, hold on.
Yo,
let's
he
take
ain't
a
call
picture."
security on you?
Yeah, bro. And this is me going to his little cabin. You know when they have the cabin outside? Because I
Yeah.
went to an event, and you know, like the security was already there. He was like, nah, hold on, let me talk to him. So we took a picture, and he was like, yo, kid, I appreciate that, man. You know, I was like, yo, bro, I'm just excited right now, and I'm ecstatic.
You know
I'm
what?
talking
You
to
made
somebody.
his day.
Yeah,
you
I
made
think
his
so.
day. Because he probably went in there and probably people didn't even know him like that. They knew
No,
who
they
it
didn't
was.
know him, but the thing
knew
is
who it
like,
was,
Let's
but
go
they-
to Wikipedia real
Yeah.
quick. All right.
no, the thing is like,
you was really a
even
fan.
when I was telling him about that I knew him, everything, he was okay. But the reaction I got after when I told him about his songs and how he got his
Authentic.
first title, that's when he was like, okay, this kid actually
Yeah.
done some research on me.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I'm saying?
authentic.
Right,
authentic.
right. And you know, I took a picture and I was like, yeah, he was above everybody, just like Mayweather.
Yeah.
You know, everybody, you have a lot of great
I'm-
champions.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Mayweather is like
I'm not-
his competition is not up to par. Like when Roy Jones, there was competition.
it was more aggressive though.
It was very aggressive.
But one thing that I a lot of people don't like about Mayweather is that he will win his fights with defense.
Yeah, no, he has skill.
He
Bro.
has incredible
take it away.
defense.
Boxing,
I
yeah.
am not knocking
Now,
that at all.
Boxing is the only sport that you need like extremely good offensive game to win.
Listen, this is not chess. When boxing is the modern day Roman Coliseum.
Right.
You had to kill each other. We want to see that.
Yeah.
Kill each other.
Right.
We don't want to see that whole 12 rounds. I'm finessing it. Yeah,
Right.
that's dope. But for the normal person that's gonna pay pay-per-view to watch a fight, they want to see gory. They want to see blood. They want to see
a teeth
punches.
coming out.
Yeah.
You should watch more UFC then. If you want.
No, I watch UFC.
Yeah,
I
UFC
watch
is
UFC.
getting like that.
I
UFC
like-
is getting like that.
Yeah, but
However, UFC is almost
Politics.
falling into that a little bit.
They get fan favorites as title
Dana
shots.
White, I'm not talking shit about Dana White. He's doing an incredible job. But even with the McGregor and who's the Muslim brother he fought?
Khabib.
Khabib.
Yeah.
Right.
and he fought a taxi cab driver.
Nah, it's not even
the
that.
Chinese
Like
dude, right? He was a taxi. He was-
the way the penalty should have been dealt for both of them, it wasn't equally. It wasn't equal. It wasn't just for
Yo,
the sake.
because-
Because McGregor talked a lot of shit.
He
But
did.
that's part. You got to sell the
Yeah,
fight.
but
Right,
still,
but the thing
man.
is-
The other guy had more. He had passion towards what McGregor was
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
That's the problem. You gotta.
But come on,
You
he was
gotta see it's
offering
a
him
fight.
liquor. He's
It's
like, yo,
a
I'm a
game.
Muslim. I don't do that.
You got
It's
you
like,
gotta
don't do
understand. You
that.
gotta understand.
Oh,
that.
that fight
Yeah.
was insane.
Yeah.
When
And-
they jumped in the fucking
Yeah,
ring
when
and
he
he
jumped
jumped
out of the
out
cage.
and
Yeah.
his boys jumped in.
I was
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
for Khabib the whole way.
Wow.
Don't
I
get me
already
wrong.
knew
Yo,
Khabib
that's
was
mad
gonna win.
racist.
Khabib
You ever
was
you ever
gonna
seen that clip
His
of
name
him
was Khabib?
wrestling a little bear when he
Khabib,
was like
yeah.
7
Yeah,
years
he
old?
was fighting a bear.
That was
That
crazy.
7 or 8 years old?
Yeah,
He's
7 or
wrestling
8
a
years
bear.
old. Wrestling a
Yeah,
bear.
yeah.
Little
My
bear.
cousin showed me that. Yo, shout
And
out to Vard, man.
I tell you what, when it comes to that fight, right? You have to understand it's more like a cultural thing, right?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
McGregor is Irish. They are big fight fans. You
Yeah.
know, Irish people, and then you have Khabib from the Russians, Muslim Russians. They're more into like the spiritual world. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, Muslims in general.
Right, right.
You know, and
But
Russian fuckers.
The
is
nigga was saying, "Yo,
thick-skinned.
drink some liquor,"
Right.
and he's being respectful. Khabib
Yeah.
is being respectful, saying, "You know, I can't do that. I don't do that."
Right.
Oh, you
He's
don't
saying
drink.
that
You don't drink.
intentionally,
But he
to
would push
incite
his limits.
something.
But still, the way Dana White handled it, and I'm gonna let
Dana
you
White's
continue,
about
brother.
to scratch.
That's
About to
my
scratch.
thing.
The money, brother.
That's my thing. That I really hope UFC doesn't fall into that. Into
It will-
that
and
hole.
it is.
That
It
bubble.
is
No,
happening.
I really
it will
hope
have
it
to sell
does it.
fights. I don't want to
It's
see
gonna
guys
happen.
hey, good,
It's
have a
gonna
good
happen.
fight.
No,
Beat-
it's not.
beat me.
No,
I don't
I'm not
I wanna see
saying
go,
that.
Fuck you. I'm gonna
No.
beat the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying?
It's
But that's
happening.
still happening. Look at the fucking Diaz brothers.
Word? They
What?
coming out with a new album?
Nah, nigga, Nick and Nate Diaz.
What about him?
But they're great fighters, though.
No,
they can
but
back
they're-
this shit
they're
up.
that
I hate
type-
them.
those-
I hate them, but they can back this
those
shit up.
niggas are ill
I
though.
hate
Come
them.
on,
Nah,
yo,
they
those
keep it real,
niggas are
too.
ill. Those
Yeah,
niggas
I'm
are.
not a
But
big
they're
fan.
those type of fighters. Like they'll get in your face. Like I want you to do something like in the way, and you'll do it now. Like that's
Yo,
those are the type of
UFC,
fighters.
UFC is becoming
Wrestling.
wrestling.
I really hope it doesn't.
It's
I really
becoming
hope
wrestling.
it doesn't,
I wouldn't
man.
go to that extreme, but I know
It is.
the
Well, not
politics
fixed
are
fights.
getting
I'm
involved
not saying
way
Not
more
fixed
than when he,
fights.
when
They
he first
are.
started. When he
That's
first
what
started.
Sell the
It's
fights.
scaring me.
To
It's
sell
scaring-
the fights.
Yo, even
Yeah.
the females are killing it in there.
Yeah.
Females
The
in there.
females are killing it.
Amanda
And
Nunes.
I hate that one of my favorite female fighters lost 2 weeks ago, Joanna. I really hate that because she's one of my favorite female
Number one
fighters.
right now is Amanda Nunes.
Joanna.
Amanda Nunes?
Amanda Nunes is dope. Amanda Nunes is
And-
fucking
and-
Bruh,
crazy.
she's actually fighting for his 6th division in boxing. Yo, she passed Cotto from the biggest champions in Puerto Rico.
That's crazy. He
Amanda-
passed Cotto?
She passed
Hey, yo,
Cotto.
and we
Amanda
passed our
Nunes?
time. Yo, my man, listen, we're going to have to cut it right here.
Oh God!
Listen.
we gotta start making the
Yo.
show 2 hours. God damn.
This is
Listen,
part one of many.
This is part one of many. Yo,
Yeah.
we want to thank
Yo,
our
guys.
special guest, man.
Thank
yo,
you, man.
Javi.
Thank you for having me here,
Salute,
guys.
brother.
Yo,
Yo,
Salute,
you
salute.
coming back. Definitely, man.
No, for sure, for sure.
Yo, today's sponsor is Coors Banquet.
No. It's Lannister Lager. Yeah.
No, it's
Nah,
not, niggas.
No, it's Lannister Lager, man. Ty Wynn, rest in peace.
We're going to
Yo.
Photoshop it.
And yo, no doubt, you know what I mean? Yo, great topics today.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
man.
Fatherhood is coming back. It's coming back because it was
Definitely.
lost for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Lord willing, inshallah.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all must have forgot.
It's on us. It's on us, fathers, to push and fight back with this agenda being pushed on us and our
Yeah,
kids.
man. Word
Because
up.
at the end of the
Word
day,
up.
when you go against the man, you go against the family, then the community, then the society, then you have a broken system.
Word
So
up.
you know
word
what I'm saying?
up, man.
As men, we have to stand up and fight together, man.
Yo,
And shout outs to the true queens, man. The true
Yo,
queens.
the true-
that really,
yo,
that
for
really
real, for
hold-
real,
That
for real.
really hold their men.
I
down,
mean,
you know?
you think about it. Without them, it would be no us.
Mhm.
Wow.
There's no revolution without the women.
This goes back to a women complimenting a man, not competing for equality.
Yep.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I had a dyke, you know what I mean? She said, don't hold the door for me. I said, listen, I'm going to hold the door.
Right.
As long as I don't see a goatee and a beard on you, I'm going to hold the door. But yo, listen, on that note, thank you, people. We're
me
going to see
set-
y'all next week.
Yo, peace
Yo,
and
bless
blessings,
up, man.
man.
Bless
Peace
up.
and
Set
blessings.
this up. You can find this on SoundCloud.com.
Word out.
Emphatic, EMPHATIC.
What?
This is Nas featuring AZ, Life's a Beach. I can't even say it right now.
He said it with a Spanish accent.
Life's a Beach.
What?
Life's a Bitch, Emphatic
Yo.
remix, all right?
We out.
Yo.
Hey yo, what's up? Let's keep it real, son. Count this money, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey yo, put the grants over there in the safe, you know what I'm saying? Cause we
Yeah,
spending these Jacksons. The Washingtons go to wifey, you know how that go.
I'm saying that's what this is all about, right?
What is it?
Clothes, bank rolls, and hoes, you know what I'm saying? Yo, then what, man? What?
Visualizing the realism of life and actuality. Fuck who's the baddest. A person's status depends on salary. And my mentality is money orientated. I'm destined to live the dream for all my peeps who never made it. Cause yeah, we were beginners in the hood as 5%ers. But something must have got in us. Cause all of us turn to sinners. Now some resting in pieces. Some are sitting in San Quentin. Others such as myself are trying to carry on tradition. Keeping this weapon vessel street ghetto essence inside us. Cause it provides us with the proper insight to guide us. Even though we know somehow we all gotta go, but as long as we leaving, thieving, we'll be leaving with some kind of dough. So into that day we expire and turn to vapors. Me and my capers, my piece of wear, stacking plenty papers, keeping it real, packing still getting high. Cause life's a bitch and then you die. Life's a bitch and then you die. That's why we get high, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch and then you die. That's why we puff fly, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch and then you die. That's why we get high, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch and then you die. That's why we puff fly.
I woke up early on my born day. I'm 20, it's a blessing. The essence of adolescence leaves my body now I'm freshened. My physical frame is celebrated cause I made it. One quarter through life, some godly like thing created. Got rhymes, 365 days, annual plus some. Load up the mic and bust one. Cuss while I bust from my skull cause it's pain in my brain vein. Money maintained, don't go against the grain, simple and plain. When I was younger, this I used to do my thing hard. Robbing foreigners, take their wallets, they jewels, and rip their green cards. Dip to the projects, flashing my quick cash and got my first piece of ass smoking blunts with hash. Now it's all about cash in abundance. Niggas I used to run with is rich and doing years in the hundreds. I switched my motto. Instead of saying fuck tomorrow, that buck that bought a bottle could've struck the lotto. Once I stood on the block, loose cracks produced stacks I cooked up and cut small pieces to get my loot back. Time is illmatic, keep static like wool fabric. Pack a 4matic to crack your whole cabbage.
Life's a bitch and then you die. That's why we get high, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch and then you die. That's why we puff fly, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch and then you die. That's why we get high, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch and then you die. That's why we puff fly, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch and then you die.
Emphatic.